Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Said, talking about comedy and movies.
Yeah.
Kings of Comedy.
Yeah, man.
Right now, we have Kevin Hart as that new up-and-coming and star in the world of being a comedian.
Yeah.
You think we'll ever see another movie with a bunch of comedians that can have the same camaraderie and make it into a movie and have as much fun as you guys had? Because that, hands down, I still, to this day, still think about it, man. It was so much fun and so entertaining to watch.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think it was a time. I definitely don't think that you have that kind of camaraderie right now. You know, comedy is definitely getting more and more in individual sports, and that's why you kind of see the one-offs. Like after, from that era on, then it was like, you would have, Mike Epps have a run where he's the hot guy, and then Cat Williams have a run where he the hot guy. Now it's Kevin Hart, and he the hot guy. Yeah. And then everybody else kind of falls into the margins, and that's, the way the industry kind of, sees it. And so you find people playing it as an individual sport and not a team sport, which is that era with us, even though we were all individually strong and having a good time, to be out in, touring as this group, as this band of brothers. That was just, it was unique, and we had a blast, man. Oh, man, it's coming back, man. We'll premiere March 26th, so we're coming back for another season. Excited about that. Yeah. Actually doing a live episode, so, it will be broadcast live at the time we're doing it, so it's like, sitcom theater. So, but, and not since Rock has it been an African-American show to go live, so this is going to be special. We'll have everybody tune in. I plan on having some cool special music act to join me on the show, so we're going to have a good time with it. Definitely want people to tune in on that, and then I got the barbershop battle, and then I'm hosting Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Who wants to be, huh?
Can I get in there?
Who got that? You got that, man.
Who wants to? So what channel is that going to be? What network is that going to be on?
Which one?
The Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Millionaire is syndicated, so it's on different stations and different places. It's on now, so I believe and I'm not exactly sure which station it comes on. But
so you always want to be a game show host?
It's one of those things. Like, I grew up mainly, my mother was in college at the time going to get her master's, so I, grew up with my grandmother. We watched a lot of game shows. So, it was something I recognized pretty early on. The Bob Barker game with the suit game and the Skinny Mike, you like that, and then Gene Rayburn drinking. Playing. I was like, I tried to get them to do that on the show. Like, let me just have a
cocktail,
like real Rat Packy. But they didn't really go for that nowadays. It's it's ABC Disney deal.
Yeah, they do all about smiles and showing teeth and everything, making everybody happy. So we just had a debate, and we had some callers calling. We were talking about Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
And it was about is he an elite quarterback?
Right.
And everything that Tony Gonzalez said, and he said in all goodwill, he's close.
Right.
A lot of people kind of didn't like how that sounded because, he figured he should have not thrown him under the bus in a sense. That's how they're taking it. I don't take it that way. Do you think Matt Ryan is an elite quarterback?
No, I would. That debate has been going on most of the morning. Everybody's been calling and asking you about that. I would say that again. That Matt Ryan is a very good quarterback. He's he's definitely a strong quarterback. It has to be, a couple of things that has to happen when you get put in the so-called elite category. Yeah. And so I would just say he's very close. The thing about that, though, is when you make these kind of statements, and that Gonzalez is one of the best, but then you have to make sure you are clearly an elite tight end. Are you in the elite group before you start telling who not elite or not, Right. I mean, I would say so, but you just want to make sure. Yeah. Like, that's, clearly, all right, if I'm going to start telling who's supposed to be with us in the elite, But Matty Ice is that dude. I like to see him play, and I think he's a great quarterback.
What'd you do for the Super Bowl? What's Cedric the Entertainer do Super Bowl Sunday?
Oh man, I went with some friends and it was weird because I went to some of my wife's friends' house that I didn't know.
Uh-oh.
But so they had the Super Bowl stuff laid out, but then there was food there that you're not really sure. They're like. Yeah, have this casserole. What's in there? Oh, you kind of love it. You can eat it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm just kind of stick to the basics around here, like these mixed nuts. Yeah, I'm gonna just go. I'm just not real sure. I mean, it smelled like ham,
What is it?
but is it?
Did you get to watch the game though? I mean, is it or are people like just constant conversation and talking, or did you get a chance to watch the game even though it was a dud?
Yeah, the game the game was really just kind of jumped out of the bed, which, it jumped out with the safety, which was exciting on one way because, you just start the game with some energy. And so I was like, all right, cool. Peyton's about to settle down. This is ready to be interesting. Even though I had actually had my money on the Seahawks, but, I wouldn't have been, I liked Peyton. I thought he had a great year as a quarterback. And so I was down with if he would have pulled it off. That would have been cool. But I believed that defense was going to, be able to shut him down. And so, because it was just that one weapon. So, but once it just opened up, man, where they was just like, I was telling people, you hear that right there? They just opened up a can. They just opened up a can of whoop ass on these guys.
Yeah, it got crazy. Cedric, the entertainer here on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. So who are your favorite sports teams? Who do you follow?
I'm an old school Steelers fan, and I'm not patronizing.
It's all good, bro.
But I grew up in a little small town first, in Caruthersville, Missouri. So it was like a steel city, kind of everybody hard working kind of town, and Steelers was our team. So I grew up with the Steeler lunchbox. I had the Scully and the little Letterman jacket.
I can't get away from him. I can't get away from him.
The problem is, this cat, he's a Dallas guy.
Yeah.
So every time we go everywhere, whether it's you, Shaq, it's always about the Steelers. He don't like that.
It's just amazing whenever we go out, we hang out. I can't tell you how many Steeler fans we run into.
Yeah.
Just
and that's
randomly.
a Cowboy fan over there too. The guy's taking a picture of you right now.
It's amazing.
Now, if you notice on our website, if your pictures look kind of crooked, you understand why.
You see why.
Yeah, you understand why.
Yeah, he trying to fit me in the star. I mean, they got one of the best stadiums in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Dallas is definitely fun, but I was still a fan, when it comes to basketball, Bulls. I grew up in St. Louis again, and Chicago was like that quick trip for us to actually go see a sporting event. And, of course, it was in the days of Jordan, which was, awesome, but it's carried over. I'm still like a big Bulls fan. I like to keep up with them. And then baseball is all Cardinals. I'm from St. Louis. It's all about the Cardinals.
They love the Cardinals, man. Cardinals are king in St. Louis.
Yeah.
By the way, Peachtree TV is when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire comes on here in the Atlanta area.
Yeah.
12 and 12:30 if you want to check out Cedric the Entertainer on Peachtree TV to check out Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Well, man, it is good to see you.
Yes, it is.
Cordell and I, it's funny you came in today because we're always clowning around talking about your jokes and the guys that, on the Kings of Comedy, and we clown around the studio. So it's funny when you walked in because I was like, is this a joke, Kordell? You playing with me?
Right.
A hologram. I'm here right now.
Because we were just talking about you. Your ears were probably burning. But,
man.
But it's good to see you, man, and continued success. We know that things are, continuing for you. And what's next for Cedric the Entertainer? If you had your choice of things to do, what would you do? You've done comedy, you've been in movies. What's the next thing for you?
Yeah, I think, really, I love producing right now, so I'm in creating a lot of shows and continue to develop
my man
other projects, and then probably do something a little more dramatic, like all comedians want to be considered serious, so I want to look at a role that I can be a little more dramatic. I've got this thing where I've always wanted to play Marcus Garvey, so that's kind of one of these things. So tough project to pull off because of the time period of it. It's just, people kind of running from them budgets nowadays, but we're going to work it out.
Well, if you're worried about budgets and you need role play, you're producing, hey, holla at you, man. Come on, I'll work with you, Sonny.
You gonna work with me?
I'll work with you, man.
You gonna put some money on?
I'll put some on it.
You put some money on?
I'll put some on it.
You put some
I'll
on
put
it.
some on it.
I ain't got the whole thing.
Cedric, one last thing for me. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. Last night was Jay Leno's last show.
Yeah, man.
And I know you've been on Leno numerous times. You've done all the late night shows, obviously, over the years. But, I thought it was a really good tribute to send him off and say goodbye. Jimmy Fallon's taking over that time slot and keeping the show in New York, not in L.A. But just talk about that a little bit. And Jay Leno and the entertainment value that he's brought in over the years and the opportunities he's given to people.
Yeah, definitely. One, he's a great stand-up. And, he's a solid stand-up. People, have to understand that we all, kind of start our businesses as we get into most guys who started stand-up is our first love. It's the thing that we do. So, you kind of bounce it from there. And the fact that he was able to, to find this lane and take over from when Johnny Carson left the show, he just really, executed well, elevated it, gave a lot of, because he was a true stand-up, he gives a lot of comedians chances to come on, and it was one. He was always a very, very gracious host. When you come there, he comes by, stops by your room, chats with you, just a cool dude. I went to Afghanistan with him like in 04, 05, to perform for the troops, and he was just that kind of guy. He really, he really wants to give back. He likes to help, and he keeps it simple. That's why, I felt like he deserved the kind of send-off he has, and that, Jay is good. He's gonna go into the sunset and just keep it 100 and just drive some cool cars.
Yeah. He's got an amazing car collection, doesn't he?
And he like if you see him driving down the street, he gonna wave. Like he not gonna be like I would be.
Like you would. Yeah, I didn't see you.
You can't even see me. I got my top down, my shades on, and my Maybach curtain up though. Why you got your top down though? Why you got your top down and you got a veil over your head? Like I don't want nobody to see me still, but Jay was like a super cool dude, man, and so I thought that was a great send off. In 22 years doing something, great legacy, and and Jimmy Fallon's gonna be great, man. He's one of the best dudes that's doing late night right now, and it's always fun to be on this show. And I think he's gonna transition the show. It's gonna be a good time all around. I'll be on there soon too.
Well, cool. Well, listen, man, we appreciate you stopping by 92.9 The Game. It's a pleasure to see you and talk with you and all the projects we support, Cedric the Entertainer. So keep up the good work, man.
Hey, B.I., man, I appreciate that. This has been love, man. It was a great little stop through. I like that. Get my sports talk on.
Yes, sir.
Anytime, man. Anytime you, I know you're going to rub that in. Anytime you want to stop by, man, just holler and we'll get you on. You know that.
All right, good luck, man.
Cedric the Entertainer here on Game Time. All right, we're going to come back. We'll play this Sochi game, all right, because people are talking about how much they're going to watch the Winter Olympics. I don't believe it. I need one more contestant to play and be a lifeline for Kordell and myself, all right? This is Game Time, Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. On Twitter at 929 The Game. On Facebook at /929 The Game. And on YouTube at youtube.com/929 The Game.